Hello guys, and welcome back into today's video. In this video, I want to go over the overall market analysis for this week to keep you guys prepared for this week. The inflation numbers that are coming out at Wednesday and Thursday to keep you guys prepared. The stocks that I'm watching, the overall market analysis on SPY, QQQ, the stock and the setups, option plays, as well as some very nice shares play that I want to go in very in-depth. You guys can go to SundayStockTalk.com, a news publication press that I have made where you guys can get stock setups right into your email, which is very nice. Make sure to follow me on Twitter with the notifications on. Subscribe with the notifications on. We're trying to hit 5,000 subscribers, and let's get started into this video. This video is timestamped. Now, I want to start off with the economic catalyst. So on Wednesday and on Thursday, we have two very important catalysts. On Wednesday pre-market, we have the CPI, which is a inflation number. So pretty much pre-market, we're going to get a number, and you guys can go to cnbc.com right at pre-market during pre-market. You guys can go to CNBC and the number will be out, and this news will be priced in right at pre-market, meaning we're either going to gap up or gap down during Wednesday and during Thursday. So usually we have 1%, 2%. It really depends, but usually we gap up or down by 1%. So that is going to be two very important catalysts, especially if you're swinging overnight and especially with options. You really have to be careful with that. Now let's get in with the SPY and the S&P 500, the top 500 stocks in the stock market. So we have this massive ascending triangle. We had a previous ascending triangle where it was consolidating. Right now we are in a no trend zone, meaning we are consolidating, just trading sideways, getting ready for a move to the either side. Right now we are at a major level of support, so we need to hold this support, because if we break this, we have a support down below. So if we start breaking this level, we have a support down here, and that is bearish. So if we start breaking that and closing below on the daily time frame, that is bearish. But most likely right now we are looking bullish, as our current scenario is we hold this level, we trade between these zones, we consolidate, and then once we break, we can play on calls and play this to the upside, and being our price target 448. Those are two of our scenarios that we are looking at in for the SPY. So these are the two scenarios. Now let's take a look at QQQ, which is the tech ETF. Now the QQQ has a nice symmetrical triangle, so again a neutral pattern, and really same scenario going on. Bearish below. If we start and we close below, this is going to be our price target down below at 355, and then other than that, our second scenario is consolidate here and then run up to the upside, and we have a nice continuation to the upside. But this is a very critical level, especially for the Qs, and we are really struggling right now. So if we break below, this is going to be our area for calls, and around this area, which I'll just color this red, is going to be a nice area for calls to play the bounce. So 356.25 is going to be a nice area to scalp, and especially if we're trading futures, you can scalp. For options, you can just buy weekly right at this level of support. Next, we have our first play, and this is a very nice short play on Tesla. So I really like this play. First, let's take a look at the RSI. So Tesla has been running a lot the past couple days, and one thing to keep in mind is that we have earnings coming up. So since we had a massive, incredible run up, we need to see some people taking profit, because we have earnings, and with earnings up ahead, people are going to be taking in profits to kind of lower that risk of earnings, because it is a hit or missed catalyst. So we want to see some selling pressure before earnings, because of this whole buying pressure to sell before earnings, before that risk. And then we also have this nice psychological gap, and Tesla gapped up, and we have this gap. So below 272.76, this is going to be our price target. So pretty much just a fill to the downside, and then we can actually buy in calls to 264.78. Here is going to be a nice bounce area for Tesla. So this is the short play that I am looking at for Tesla. It is going to be a options play, or you guys can do TSLS, which is a stock. And especially if we take a look at TSLS stock, which goes the opposite direction of Tesla. So this is Tesla, but it goes the opposite direction. So instead of playing shares, instead of playing options, we can actually play shares. So I'm looking at this play, and I want to buy in shares right at market open and play this nice gap, which is going to be a nice easy 5% gain with a tight stop loss. So tight stop loss close below. So we're going to be risking 1-to-1. So risking like $1 to make $1. So I'm looking at TSLS shares, which is going to be very nice to fill this gap to the upside. We have a ascending triangle on TSLS and then Tesla, which looks like this. So I like this play. Next we have Visa. I want to play in Visa shares. If the market drops, I want to buy in shares right at 234. So we did make a video on Visa. We had this level of resistance, and then we broke out, and now we're coming back down to test this level. So I want to be buying in shares right at this level, and I'm taking a look at Visa. It really looks like a nice shares play because we're consolidating. We have this nice stop loss, so the risks to reward is nice, and then our price target is going to be all-time highs, or we could just scalp this on an option play. Scalp it out of the support. So I really like the Visa play consolidation. I really do like this play. Another great play. Now these next two plays are going to be huge, incredible, and you need to listen carefully on what I'm about to say. So we have IWM, which is a small cap ETF. So this is a small cap ETF that holds a lot of small companies, a lot of smaller companies. So Google, Apple, Microsoft, these companies are not going to be in this ETFs. So for example, stock like NNDM, which is a $2.81 or $3 stock now. Stocks like these are going to be in this ETF. So small caps are going to be on really high watch. Smaller companies, cheaper companies are going to be on high watch because we have an incredible setup on IWM. So I go a lot in depth on obviously our newsletter, SundayStockTalk.com, where we are consolidating on the weekly time frame. We are trading sideways. We are getting ready for a move, and this really again looks just like the forward play. Okay, it looks exactly like our forward play. We had a nice forward play. We played shares on it. It had an incredible run, and we still have some position in it. But it looks really just like the forward play. So really the same similar scenario. If you played the forward play with me and got out with a 20% gain, this is going to be a very similar play. We have our stop loss down below. So this is going to be our danger zone. We don't want to be below this area because below this area we have a lot of room to the downside. Now typically we want to be buying in at the level of support right here. So that's where we want to be buying in, but it's really unlikely, especially with the current market and how the current market is trending to the upside. The main confirmation for this play is going to be once we close above on the weekly time frame, right above 188. So once we see that big green candle on the weekly time frame, it close above, just like how we saw on our forward play, that is going to be our continuation. That is going to be our confirmation that we have broken the trend and now we have room to the upside. So that is going to be it with IWM. I really like this play, and this is what I am looking at in. Last but not least, we have NNDM, Nano Dimension stock, which is going to be a play with IWM. Since Nano Dimension is a very small stock, $2 stock, this is going to be in the IWM ETF, small cap ETF, and this is going to be moving with the overall small market cap ETF. And I really like this play. I made a whole video on it, but pretty much we're consolidating. We're consolidating, and if we break above 315, we have room so much to the upside, and looks just like the Rivian play. So I really like to make these videos because we can see previous plays that were very successful. Rivian was another amazing previous play that we did not play, but Ford was a previous play that we played. It was an incredible play, but just looks just like IWM. So we can really take a look at how our psychology is working, how technical analysis is working, and then we can take a look at our previous play, learn from that, and then add it to our future plays. So for example, Nano Dimension really again just looks just like Rivian. This is going to be the same confirmation where if we close above on the daily time frame with that green candle, that is going to be our sign, our confirmation sign for Nano Dimension. So overall, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe with notifications on. I'm working on a educational full-on course. I'm talking about a very, very in-depth, pouring out literally my whole soul and everything that I have looked into the markets my past 4 years, and this is going to be something that I'm very, very excited for, because a lot of people have been asking for me like educational content, and you want to learn how I chart and all of that. So I'll be teaching all of that, and that's going to be coming in probably in a month or not. So I'm spending a lot of time on that. It is going to be a very, very, very in-depth. I'm putting a lot of time on that. Make sure to go to SundayStockTalk.com to sign up for the news publication press. Again, just take advantage of this. We have done a lot of these previously in the past, and you guys can again just take a look at history, take a look at our plays. This was our Tesla play, and you guys can just go and search up, boom, Tesla. It ran up a lot. AMD, and you guys can just do this yourself. This was our Ford play, Ford play, symmetrical triangle. This was on our weekly Sunday Stock Talk setup. We had Walmart, the Walmart ascending triangle. But overall, make sure to also check out Moomoo. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe with notifications on. Follow me on Twitter. Let's get to 5,000 subscribers, and see you guys later. Take care.